Thanks, Scott. Well, now it's time for the part of the show you've been waiting for. It's our Players of the Year discussion, and we bring back David Resnick. He rejoins us on set this time to talk about his Orange Players of the Year.
Well, welcome back. And first of all, you got to talk about who's the most memorable player, the one that sticks out in your mind that creates the most memories.
I think certainly this is the easiest one to really judge. We dedicated a good portion of the show earlier to him. Greg Paulus, the story is just remarkable, not so much for the sake that it's a Syracuse football story or a Syracuse story, but really gained national attention, put Syracuse football at least on the map for momentarily, but incredible to play 4 years of basketball and then 1 year as a quarterback, highly competitive position in a highly competitive league.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, but I think when you look back at this year, you're certainly not going to say, hey, it was a 4-8 year. You're going to say, that was the Greg Paulus year. So he's the guy that you're going to remember most, but who are the best players from this season in Syracuse
Well, Landon
sports?
and John, you really go from season to season, team to team, and start to really pick out leaders and seniors. Tina Ramignolo, a freshman on the women's soccer team, Hanson Woodruff from the men's soccer team, Casey McTavish and Sharon Morton for their record-setting years for the women's volleyball team. And then you head into sports a little bit more well-known, Nicole Michael, leading this school as the all-time leading scorer and rebounder in Syracuse women's basketball history. Can't forget the football team, what the job that Darrell Smith and DeLon Carter, their individual years, and heading into the spring, guys, women's lacrosse, again strong. Christina Dove, a record-setting year in her own respect, and really for the men's lacrosse team, offense, defense, face-off coaches, they're on the verge of perhaps a third straight national championship. So a lot of top players you could take from that team.
But you forgot the biggest sport, and so who exactly would be your best player of the year if you had to choose one?
Almost intentional that I did that, right? And when you talk about most valuable, you really have to look to the best season. And in years past, it might have been women's lacrosse making the Final Four, field hockey making the Final Four, but unquestionably winning an undisputed outright Big East championship for the first time in 19 years in men's basketball. You have to look to that team for the best players, and I'm going to split it. The people's choice, the hometown boy in Andy Routens, and in terms of the stats, Big East Player of the Year, first team All-American, Citrus TV's Year in Review, on the bench, 2009-2010 Player of the Year, Wesley Johnson.
He's David Resnick. He knows it all. David, thanks for joining us. Still plenty to come here, though, on the Bench. When we come back, it's your Images of the Year. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.